What's up? What's up? Say something coming on in. Hit that like button too. If you ain't gonna stay, at least hit the like button. It's free. What's up? What's up? Add Mike to the line in a second. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
How you feel about this topic tonight?
Man, what's the topic for tonight, bro?
12 types of simps women don't know they even date.
Oh, man. Say that again? Run that back?
12 types of simps women don't know they even date.
Yeah, that be some real shit. That's some real shit right there, because you figure some chicks that don't even know that they dating simps, but they thinking that's okay, and that's not really a real man, a real man's actual fucking frame that he's supposed to be in.
Facts. I think a lot of times, when guys are simping, they end up destroying women's realistic expectations for what a man should do, because a form of simping is basically, in the long run, it's not gonna, it won't last. Any type of a dream of simp or give a woman, it won't last. So that's why it's always better to lead with who you are as a man and have your principles and have boundaries and understand, who you are as a man, and lead with yourself, not using all these tactics of simp tactics to gain women and gain sexual pleasure.
Oh, hell fucking yeah. Especially leading with your wallet. That's what a lot of niggas fuck up at. And a lot of cats, they be fucking up all body. Real shit.
For real. I mean, I don't think a lot of dudes even, some dudes don't even know they simping because they haven't had the knowledge. Just like the women don't know they dating simps. And then when when they do get aware of what a simp really is, it's damn near, I won't say too late, but then they be like, damn, all this time I should have been dating a guy that actually led with who he is and not taking all these free gifts and this free validation. You know what I mean? All that bullshit. You feel me?
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways it's like a drug to them. Some of them, think it's okay, but in the long run, it's not, because they'll fall to the pitfalls and to the traps of what they're thinking is okay, which may be okay for now to them, but then in the long run, they'll start to see the reality of how damaging it could be to either side of the relationships. One, for the man not standing and being who he really is supposed to be, as opposed to following everybody's telling him what to do. And as far as the woman, she's supposed to be, in that realm where she's supposed to be trying to do the right thing, not just what everybody said for her to follow. She may get that validation and those gifts and even some money. But in the long run, is it really worth it to deal with somebody that's not really who they say they are? They just following what society is going by, and that's a recipe for failure and disaster.
But I mean, I think everybody had did some form of sipping in their life, though. How you feel about that? I mean, have you ever felt like you was doing some sipping when you look back once you really got the knowledge of the red pill knowledge?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. I mean, I did it all. Got the flowers and everything like that. Did all kinds of monkey fucking planters, peanut, fucking dance, walking, talk type shit. It wasn't working in the long run, man. And then after more and more as time went by, the more I became myself, the more I was respected. Other people, they didn't want that shit. They didn't want, for me to be who I am and to live in that truth. They wanted me to be something that I'm not. And once I come to reality as I got older and I started standing more in my square, I started knowing who my real friends were at that point, especially when it comes down to dating. It's just like, for example, you're dealing with somebody, they ain't got a car, they ain't really got much of nothing going on for themselves, but they want you to be a service to them. But when you start and you take a step back and you notice that you losing all your shit, you losing who you are, because you're so busy fighting a good fight. But then when you flip it on them and you say, hey, look, I'm already bouncing the ball, I'm about to take the shot. But for now, I'm gonna need to take a break. I'm gonna need for you to fucking kick the ball back. That way I could take a break. But then once they see that the shoe is on the other foot and they don't really want to play their part, then you start to see the truth of how that individual is. And that's on either side. Just do that test and you'll be fine.
Facts. All right, well, I'm about to go and get started with the list, man. We can get out of here early tonight if nobody called in or whatever, but this information is key that could help the guys and the women to understand if there's out there, if the guys or if the women is out there dealing with simps that's going to destroy their value in the long run. A lot of times, women don't understand dealing with unrealistic or short-term simping will kind of imprint them to think a different way. It's a difference between a gentleman and a simp. They got similar qualities, but a gentleman makes you earn the right for him to do nice things for you. A simp pretty much come out of nowhere and just put you on a pedestal and he don't even know your last name. That's the big difference. You have to, as a man, you have to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. And a lot of times when you don't stand for something, that means you're sipping already before you even start showing validation to any type of woman or any type of person. So that's what I really want to say before we get this video started. But we're going to get in on this one. I don't know if this one going to be a popular one. Some guys that don't, they know they simping is probably going to be hating. And some women that realize that they've been dating simp might be, don't want to be realistic about the truth. It is what it is. You flash the mirror in people's face, and sometimes they get ghosts. So let's see.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
I think personally that the women, ladies, y'all need to call in. Fellas, y'all need to call in too, man. It's about to be a hot topic, man, with some truth behind that shit all the way.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna what else? While anything being said, we're gonna get to it, and if we could circle back when another person call in and ask them how they intertwine or deal with this type of simp. So the first simp I want to talk about is something that control our mind every day when we turn on TV. Is the entertainment simp. The actor, the athletes, the rappers. They're all the entertainers. A lot of times entertainers, they got the money to kind of simp, but at the same time, it destroys women's thought process in the end, because they be flying them in, buying them this, buying them that, dropping cash apps. I see people having birthdays and they just be like, look, hit my cash app, or just hit my cash app. Sometimes women just say hit my cash app, period. And when guys do that, like you said, lead with your wallet, it just really makes people think unrealistic. Even if you do got it, when you do got it, you fuck it up for the dudes that don't got it or don't want to spend it. So how do you feel about the entertainment simp?
Man, as far as the entertainment simp, I mean, they got all of the celebrity status, the resources, and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real with you. You start to see a lot more and more shit in the media, especially when they don't get their way. I don't know how they live their lifestyle, but that's got to be a sad life to live, man. You got everything, but as quick as you're getting it, you're giving it away, and that goes to show you that individual's worth. They doing all of this other shit out the way. I mean, what about at the last minute? You need to protect your energy. You're so busy throwing it out there.
Hold on, Mike.
Somebody your work.
Hold on, Mike. We're gonna add Big Rich to the conversation. What's going on, Big Rich?
Hey man, I'm here, man. Go ahead, Mike. I'm listening.
Shit, Big Rich in the house.
What's good?
Nothing much, bro. But yeah, like I was saying before, man, a lot of those celebrities don't understand. They're so far fetched, throwing all their shit out there, and then at the end of the day, they ain't got nothing to show for it because they're so busy throwing it out there. They haven't protected their energy. They haven't protected their investments. They haven't really seen what it is. They just so easily giving shit away, and that goes to show you their worth. As quick as they got it, they lost it, and then as quick as they lost it, what happens when they lose all that shit? Bye-bye to the individual that they gave it to. And that's all I'm going to say. All I know is that if I'm a celebrity, or if I become a celebrity, I'm going to protect my investment, and I'm going to protect my self-worth and my energy. What you got to just say about that, Rich?
What you feel about this sipping topic, Rich? Because we got to break 12 simps down.
Man, it's a tragic thing, man. It's running rampant through the world right now, bruh. That's how I feel about it, man. But on the real, if I keep it all the way 100, man, you on the phone right now with one of the biggest simps in all of history, man. Big Rich was I was the king simp, man.
Damn.
For a long time, bro. For a long time, man. And you know what I'm saying? If a nigga keep it real, man, it's a lot of that going on out here. A lot of it has going on, and brothers don't want to admit it. But I'm here to tell you right now, man. I was one of the biggest, man, before I learned what was popping, man.
Man, I mean, shout out to my boy Coach Warren. He just shared the video. What's up, man? I think you need to call in tonight, Coach Warren, too. We can talk about this sipping. But yeah, man. I think the entertainment simp is the one simp that imprint a woman from day one. When she see what she see on social media, TV, all that. And then a lot of times these guys that do make it in sports or make it in rap and all that, some of these dudes are fucking nerds. Let's just be real. Some of these dudes, don't even have no type of relationship skills, no boundaries, no mindset. So the first thing they do when they get money, they blow it on women, they blow it on their friends because they work so hard to master their craft. It's kind of embedded in them to be a simp, and unless they got a strong male culture in their DNA or like in their families in a circle to tell them what to do and what not to do when they do make it. That's the only thing that helps them because a lot of simps come from single moms. How you feel about the entertainment simp, Rich? Because I know Mike just said about it.
100%, man, 100%. Well, you know, the entertainment simp is one of the biggest ones because let's first of all like take music and actors, but especially in music. Because it's more of a form of self-expression. Actors get roles in different movies that someone else has maybe wrote or whatever, but a lot of singers, especially nowadays and back when I was growing up, and the big thing in the late 80s and 90s was the R&B suckers, man. And a lot of these cats I rock with, I'm not disrespecting them when I call them suckers, but some of the greatest love songs that I still rock when I'm around here cleaning up the house on a Saturday morning, man, was them songs by all them boys, man. New Edition boys, the band, Freddie Jackson, all these cats, man. The Isley brothers. I'm talking about the greats, man. But the thing is, they were indoctrinated, most of them, by single mothers, man, and they were raised into a culture of servitude. And hey, man, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, that's where mine came from, man. If you raised to think that the woman is the center of the universe and you need to do what you need to do, hey, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. There was a lot of times when I say I was a simp, it was for my mother. It wasn't for a woman who I was trying to get with. A lot of it was from my mother as growing up in a single parent household, man. Like I say, when I got older, got a relationship with my dad, but being brought up in that situation, man, I was always emotionally weak trying to please my mother. And when she would give me that look like she wasn't pleased about something, whether it was even about my grades, man, or my behavior in school, or whatever else it was, if she wasn't pleased, I was always chasing that female validation to make sure that she was happy. Not thinking about myself, whether I'm happy or not. Now, a child is supposed to obey their parents. That's all well and good, but when you grow into a young man, and you haven't had that strong male influence to guide you, to make you have some kind of self-worth, the only thing you're thinking about is pleasing that woman who is your mother, the center of your universe. And after that goes away and you feel that you're grown, but you really haven't grown because you got a big hole in your soul because you haven't had that male influence, guess what? Your mother goes away, but then you're trying to replace that feeling by the look on another woman's face, and she looking at you like, she don't quite approve of you, whatever, and you get them triggers, them emotional triggers that make you want to go ahead and please her because that's just the right thing to do, or so you think, man. So the entertainment set, man, is that I'm just speaking on me for that instance, but the entertainment set, especially in the music business, that's one of the biggest simps there is, man.
Facts. All right, well, we're gonna move on to the number 2 simp. I mean, I didn't put them in no type of order, but I feel like we can all relate to this simping, but tricking simp, a guy that's gonna just not even an entertainer. Let's just talk about a regular, everyday 9-to-5 man, or a guy that makes less than fucking 60,000 a year. I call these guys, well, even if he make 100,000 simp, that's just a guy that's not an entertainer, put it like that. You know what I mean? A guy that's not an entertainer, a guy that basically lead with his wallet and say, I can do this for you, I can do that for you. And be honest, you shouldn't even want to do nothing for nobody until you know who they are. You know who are them. Just because their beauty is nice, don't mean you need to just throw your wallet at them. You know, I'm gonna start with Mike on this one. How you feel about the tricking simp that just all about tricking, man?
Man, once again, it goes by that whole leading with their wallet and not with their brain. And more than likely, they'll be leading with their dick too. I'm gonna be real. Fucking can't. It's a recipe for disaster. You don't know who you're dealing with as far as this individual, and they could be the most evilest motherfucker or whatever in the world, man. They go ahead. They're gonna end up being very sorry at the route that they're taking, because you don't just throw your riches at anyone in hope or pursuit of getting some ass, or just dealing with that person or praying that they somehow have a companionship tied into you, because all you're doing is you're tying them into your resources, and for all you know, they may not even give two shits about you.
For real. And then
so that's the wrong way to go about, oh yeah, well maybe if I go ahead and I splash them with this, they're only seeing you right now for the money. They're calling it already for what it is. And if you go ahead and you fall into that trap, they're always going to look at you as the go-to guy, like a foodie call or a money run. When a foodie call is when they want to go ahead, hey, take me out for lunch or whatever like that. But all the meanwhile, they never really wanted to have time for you. They only want to have time to what you can give to them.
Facts.
Or what you can do for them, not necessarily for the relationship itself. And that's definitely the wrong way to go. You'll end up being sadly mistaken, and you might even end up just throwing yourself into a early financial hardship following that line. So that's the wrong way to go, man. What about you, Rich?
Man, you covered that one pretty well, man. Took the words right out of my mouth, and not just with the part of lust or loneliness, thinking with the little head and wanting to be with somebody, and that's the most convenient thing. They go all out with the money type of deal when they don't really have it all together themselves, man. I think it's just a big lack of self-worth, man. If you're going after that, and you think that apparently you think that you're not worth money.
Facts.
And not in a bad way. It's just that you haven't done any self-discovery, man. And when you're younger, or it even goes, it's not only that. I take that back. It's not just when you're younger, because I see simps my age, man, a whole lot, and it goes down, man, every day, all day. It's just that a lot of these men don't have enough to do. And if you don't have enough to do, man, then you're gonna fall into that carnal nature, man, and thinking about your physical and all, man. Whether you're lonely or whatever, but when you're alone, that's when you get a chance to think, man. When you have solitude, that's when you get a chance to focus on yourself, man. But a lot of dudes, we always say it's women who can't be alone and whatever, man. There's a lot of guys out here, man, who just they can't stand to be alone, man. And instead of trying to find some business and try to find something to do to take them to the next level or fulfill them, they seek female validation, man, and that's where it goes.
Facts. I think
it's a scarcity mindset too.
Absolutely, man. You said it right there. That's the word, man. Scarcity mindset.
It's a scarcity mindset, and if you got too many gaps in your schedule, that means you're gonna do some form of simping because you're not productive. You're not being productive at all. So a lot of times when guys simp is because they don't have no type of plan, no purpose, and no program to run their life. They just got money and they just like, what I do with it? Oh, I just give it to her. And it don't work like that. And then if the same way you start is the same way you're gonna finish. If you lead with your wallet, you're gonna lose your wallet in the long run. Because if that woman you led with your wallet with, you give her a couple kids, and if you lose your job, she gonna leave your ass. And then if you do give her a couple kids and she get ghosted on your ass and file for divorce, then you're gonna be paying her anyway. So you start off paying her, you're gonna end up paying her. So So when you leave with your wallet, it's always a bad thing. All right.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say? Anything else on that, Rich?
Yeah, man. How you go in is how you go out, man. In every situation in life, and this is one of the biggest ones, man. I mean, guys think that just to piggyback off exactly what you said, man. It just instead of if they have that kind of money and it's just laying around, they have the time. That's the easiest thing. Hey, say it's like a drug addict, man, or
you know what? Hold on before you get to that point, because I think I'm about to touch on this one, the next one, but I don't know.
Okay, I'll leave that alone.
Hold on, leave that. When you say drug addict, leave that alone real quick, because the next simp is the dope boy simp.
Okay.
The dope boy simp. I mean, because he gonna have money, he's gonna have supply. He the type of dude that say, "Come on over my house, baby. Let's smoke. Let's do this. Let's do a line. Let's do this." Because they have access to it. This is like Smokey from Friday. They digging into their supply to please women and using their money and resources to please women. So I'll let you go ahead and go, Rich, since you got to that part of the dope thing. So I want to get that out there before you cut that one off.
Perfect, man, because I've been there too. I've been that in the streets, Zach. It's a whole thing, man. I was just speaking on as far as being similar to a dope fiend that's addicted to that feel-good sensation. That's their addiction, is that sexual release, or that just having the company around. It's just the woman validating the man. But that's one of the biggest ones, man, because back in the late 80s, early 90s, whatever, I'm completely just, for anybody listening, any federal alphabet boy listening right now, Big Rich is totally legit. You ain't even got to worry about that, man. I worked a bunch of jobs. I have my tax forms going all the way back, so ain't no wrongdoing going on here. But just speaking in past tense, and I got a number, but man, I used to be the biggest ones when it would come to that, man. I mean, it was because they was. Hey, it's easy to have them around but they're not around for you. You already know, man. By having this as a topic on the show, you already know. They're not around for you. They after that white girl that they can put up their nose. After they after puffing on that green guy, man, they gonna always be around, and you gloating over, and a lot of times they ain't even about you because you making money. But at the same time, they cutting into your money because you playing. You're not getting high on your own supply, but some of that comes into play too because you're around the girls and it's making you feel good. And this is a whole atmosphere, man. Some of the biggest simps in the world, and I'm here to tell you that if y'all niggas out there say that it ain't true, I'm gonna tell you a lie because I was there. I did that, man. And some of the biggest simps in the world is the dope boy, man.
Facts. What you got to add, Mike, on the dope boy simp?
Man, I mean, I've never been a dope boy, but I've been around some family members and shit like that, that hustle and whatnot. I ain't gonna say their names out here just in case the dope boys is listening and fucking Feds is listening. We don't engage in that kind of activity. So saying it, I think it's definitely an addiction on both ends. You got the chicks that are addicted to the dudes to do freely to see what they can do for them, and that's about supply and demand. And on the opposite end, the dude that's doing for them, he might want some, like Rich said, some kind of sexual release or the feel, the need to have those kind of individuals, being in need of him, of what they can do for him, or vice versa. But I think it's a very, very bad addiction, and it destroys lives. That dude might actually do so. I know somebody right now who I can speak on. She did some shit. I'm gonna share this story with y'all. I haven't seen this chick for a hot minute, right? She always, went out to go and smoke. I said, hey, look, you wanna smoke and you disappear into the wind? Go ahead and disappear. Don't fucking come back. So she kept on coming back. Now, I don't smoke. I don't smoke and I don't drink. Fine. She went to this dude's house, you know, always went to go get some supply from him or whatever. Come to find out, she was always around him because of what he was doing for her. And I'm like, hey, that's so good. But then when she was over there, somebody ran up in his house and said, hey, look, I'm gonna need you to kick that shit back. So what happened? While she was there, the nigga got robbed.
Facts.
And I'm just like, hey, that's what you want when you dealing with them dope boys. He could supply you, but are you ready for the other shit that comes with that supply?
For real.
You could have lost your life behind that shit. And then when she told me that, I just stopped picking up the phone.
For real.
Every time I see that number, that shit is real deep. That addiction can kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Being a simp or being around a simp or living that kind of lifestyle. And, I hope she learned a lesson from that, but these are the times that we're living in. It's very critical. Now, the dude that was supplying her with whatever she wanted to do with whatever he was giving her, he thinks that she set him up. So you see what I'm saying? So now the simp is going to be in that emotional state thinking that she set him up. Now he's going to be coming after her.
Yeah.
It'll be a lesson, people. Seeing behind that shit is real deep. This world is 360. Got to be very careful of who you hang around with, how you carry yourself, and more or less what you do. Because it will come back to you, and you will end up living a very short life, living that fast life, man, being a simp.
The game ain't kind, man. It's all kind of repercussions that can come from around that, man. And like you said, it's not always even about the drugs. It's just about you get addicted to the atmosphere and you just want to be around it. But just being around it makes you complicit. And it's a whole lot of ways that can go left, homie. You tell the truth right there.
For real, because the last two, the trick and simp and the dope boy simp, if they're leading with their wallet, they should expect to be robbed, dumbasses, because you don't know who these women are.
Absolutely.
So that's another thing we did left out is you can't get mad if you tricking and leading with your wallet and then a young lady sets you up. You basically said, here, take my money. That's basically what you said. And she said, okay, I'm going to take it, all right.
You got to get charges to the game, man. Just charges to the game, man. It's a whole lot. It's off topic, man, but it's a whole lot of set up chicks in Cleveland, man. It goes down. For
real. I think that's all. I know that's where I'm from. It's all over the country, but yeah, I feel you. The next thing I want to say is number 4, the emotional simp. Now, I know y'all know about the emotional simp. And now this emotional simp reacts like, he's kind of an insecure type of simp. He's going to get emotional when he's dealing with a woman. He's in his feelings. He might have did the tricking to get her, but at the same time, when he get her, he don't want nobody else to see her. So the emotional simp is like really all in his emotions, act like a female. It's really a female dating a female. A man with a dick that's basically a female. How you feel about the emotional simp, Big Rich?
Yeah, man, that's a big one. And once again, Stack, I think you set me up on this one, man. I'm guilty of all this kind of stuff, man. I was one of the biggest ones, Jack. I was one of the biggest ones because I be with a female, man, and I get all in my feelings about somebody. I'm out with shorty going to whether we going to a restaurant or whether we going to the bar or, a club or just out kicking it in the park, man. Somebody look at mine. Nigga, what you looking at?
Damn.
Like, nigga, you like that nigga? What you smiling at that nigga for? Not even she can't speak to nobody. Can't nobody look at her. Now I'm in a place where, I really don't want to be with nothing that don't nobody else want to look at.
Hey, I got a story on that one.
Before now, man, I was one of the biggest suckers that nigga, what you looking at? Or I turn around checking her, talking about you smiling at that nigga the fuck. Acting insecure as a mug, man. just not having any kind of self-worth, self-value about myself and getting all bent out of shape. Because then a woman gonna feed off of that. And if she a real vulture, she really gonna feel like that because you just exposed yourself to her. You way more, like you said, you way more emotional than she is at that point.
Facts.
So she can use that stuff to get you riled up. Well, how it just he smiled at me, so I smiled at him, and she'll try to get you worked up, man. Look. Said, Mike, it's a bunch of niggas that lost their life behind that one right there, man. Being too emotional about a broad, man.
Facts.
And just being too emotional in general, just not a good look, bro.
On top of that, they took their own lives over a woman, too.
Dig it.
What you got to say, Mike? About the emotional
stuff.
stuff.
That's a fucked up way to go out, man. It's just we living in a world where, people react without thinking. I used to be one of those people. And then, during my past previous relationships, I felt some kind of way insecure about it, but I never really spoke on it. I would let the person know, how I'm feeling. But at the same time, I'm like, why am I doing that? I'm a fucking full-grown, able-bodied man. If anything, I'm going to prove on myself and let that individual chase my shit. I'm not going to go ahead and make myself that insecure. I had an abundance mindset that I just needed the proper guidance. See, I didn't have the proper guidance like a lot of fellas do today, or should be seeking today. You need the proper guidance, that way you could carry yourself a certain way and you know how to move. If that individual is making you feel insecure, improve on yourself to the point that they'll feel insecure. That's how they're supposed to be. You're supposed to be competing for one another's, how should I say, improvement, not competing for one another's, validation, or to say, I need this one more than the other one needs me, And I've seen situations where, people have lost their lives. I'm sure if you haven't heard, I'm not sure which state it was in. It may have been in Georgia or in Atlanta or some shit. Some dude shot his girl, and the chick was pregnant. He shot her over somebody texting her, or I think it was some over some crazy shit. I'm not sure what it was, but the dude was that insecure to the point to where he pulled out a pistol and shot his girl, killing the child that wasn't even his. He acted off of emotion. Now he has to do a life sentence for being insecure, but he could have just fucking walked away from that whole situation, even if the chick was mouthing off at him. Is it really worth your freedom? And then you have, like you said, Stats, some dudes that feel so insecure some kind of way, they will end their own life. Now, before anybody decides to end their life, I want them to really think long and hard of all the shit that they'll be missing out on, that they were supposed to be destined for, and all because of a couple of fucking words, you fucking destroy your own shit. That's the worst way to go out, man. You could have been destined to be a millionaire. You could have been destined to be somebody really great. And for you to take your own life just over some insecure fucking words.
Damn. Facts. That's big facts, man. That's gems all day of both of you guys. All right, the number 5 simp on the list is the business simp. Now, I'm saying the business simp because he's an entrepreneur and he has his own business. And I see a lot of guys that own bars, strip clubs, things like that kind of use their power of being the employer when they hire women or fire women. They say they try to push up on a woman and she knows he's the boss, but then at the end of the day, he blackmails her to keep her job. You know what I mean? I done seen this shit all kind of ways. And, I know guys that own spots, and I seen dudes actually do this type of shit, is like push up on a woman because they the boss, and she started dealing with them. And then he, like I said, he hold her employment over her head because he can. How you feel about this simp, Mike? I'm going to start with Mike on this one.
Man, I think that's like a lowest form. That's the lowest fucking way to go. And, when the shoe was on the other foot, with all of that karma, at one point the way how he got his way up the ladder and remains in position is the same way someone else, through karma, is going to end up taking that same motherfucker right back down because these kind of individuals, they don't know what enough is enough. We're in the land of the United Snakes, not the United States. So you're going to get a lot of motherfuckers that are going to be on the lookout for a come up, male or female. The same way how they rose up to the top, doing what they do, it's the same way they're going to come across that one motherfucker that's going to flip the script on them, and they're going to end up going right down the steps head first. And I don't mean no from that movie, I'm going to get you sucker. They ain't look. You want to take the window or the steps?
Right.
Going down that shit the hard way, man. I'm talking like neck braces and all.
Facts. Rich, you experienced anybody that was a business simp?
Yeah, man. Hey, this is speaking on like you talking about, man. Just from being a bouncer in a whole lot of the clubs, man. Back in the '90s and the early 2000s, a bunch of owners and managers of these bars and clubs, man. And just in that atmosphere alone, with the women, man, and they're using that clout or the clout that they think they have, because it's not really a position of power. You're actually in a position of weakness, because at the point that you're trying to flex that, business muscle, that you're the manager or you're the owner of this spot or that spot, all it really does, man, essentially is leave you wide open and defenseless, man. Like my uncle used to tell me, man, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, Jack. You know what I'm saying? And all you doing is in a minute, you think you got them under a barrel, and you end up in that court system behind that, man. And I've seen it happen. So, matter of fact, where I was bouncing, a spot I was bouncing down in the flats in Cleveland. That's an area that's downtown Cleveland, down like in a valley by the Cuyahoga River, man.
Yeah.
I used to bounce at the beach club, man. He ended up, Cat got his club took behind messing around with a broad. And it wasn't just one broad. It was like, it was 3 or 4 of them that came against him with a lawsuit and whatever, man. But yeah, you just leave yourself wide out in the open and exposed, man. So yeah, it's bad business. So while you think you was flexing, man, you were actually weakening your position in life, man.
Yeah, you don't end up like Bill Cosby, motherfucker.
Yep.
Shit. When they all come together to come get your ass, you done.
And that's what they do, man. That's one thing that these women have over men is, boy, they know how to come together. When they going after the jugular, they know how to come together and put it all on the same, be on the same page with it, man. And you're gonna be ass out behind that.
Yeah, that business simp that's a big simp. I've seen a lot of guys lose their business or get in trouble because they were trying to fuck the employees. So yeah, that's a big simp. All right, moving on to number 6. We halfway there, guys. And I will do a recap on the ones after we do this one. The dishonest simp, the one that runs game. And I'll say in this day and age, the dishonest simp is more described as the fuck boy, a guy that's gonna sell you a dream and have sex with you, and then keep it moving. A lot of times the dishonest simp is probably one of the worst simps you could do, because you're gonna lay down with a woman by being totally dishonest about everything, your whole attentions. These are the guys that get their windows bust out, their tires slashed, running all this bullshit game, like guys on the internet right now trying to learn game to get a woman, but you don't realize it's a slippery slope to danger. I'm going to start with Rich on this one. How you feel about the dishonest simp?
Man, I think you hustling backwards, man. You got the whole game messed up, man, because as a young man, my father used to do one thing he used to always tell me, man, be honest with all of them. And at first I didn't understand it, but now I understand it more than ever, man, because I done got way more pussy, man, just telling a woman, hey, I'm saying, this is all I want to do. I want to get together. Let's have a good time. And if she pressing for a relationship, she asking you, because sometimes guys will say, well, she kept pressing me. She was pressing me for a relationship, or she wanted this, or she wanted that, and I couldn't give her that. No, stand on your square and let her know that this is what it is, this all it is, or whatever. You'll have the biggest simps in the world telling you, oh, you can't do that. You got to at least tell them what they want to hear. You got to sell them the dream. Sell them a dream for what? Sell them a dream means you sleep. To sell them a dream indicates that she sleep or you sleep. Yeah. But really, you're the one that sleep. To sell them a dream, tell them exactly what it is, man. And a lot of times, more than a little bit, she gonna be down with it anyway if she's really attracted to you and wants to get down like you want to get down. So, and if she ain't, then that's cool. That clears your schedule to go do something else. Something else is going on, man. But yeah, to sit up and lie behind, that's the trouble that these guys get themselves into, man. Like you say, your windows being knocked out, people showing up at your house, you know. I mean, them going to get people to try to want to F you up because you didn't do this to them. Did that. Hey, she can't be mad if I done already told her what it is and it go down like that. That's just what it is. But you put yourself in a bad situation. It's not about being weak. That's strength. Tell the truth about everything. Because once again, you can't lie to yourself. You got to look in the mirror and look at yourself, man. So you're going to tell me that you're going to look in the mirror and look at yourself, but you're going to look at a woman. What, are you afraid of her? You think she's going to kick your ass or something? What you afraid of a woman for? Tell her the truth.
Facts. You sell a woman a dream, you're going to wake your ass up in a nightmare. And that's going to be, that's real shit right there.
I couldn't have never said it better myself.
What you got, Mike, on dishonest simp?
And that's some real shit, man. I mean, like, you know, like Rich said, you know, if you live in that, you trying to sell them that dream, you know, you end up being sadly mistaken when that motherfucker wake up and you find yourself in some shit for trying to sell a dream that wasn't meant for them or they couldn't get. I'm going to say it like this. If you meet an individual, don't be afraid to lose them. You know, as quick as you got them, you could easily lose them. That's just life. Acceptance, knowing that you tried and failed, is better rather than living a lie. Because if you're living a lie, you're not living in your truth. So as quick as you got that shit, you could easily lose it. I say, don't be afraid to lose anyone. I don't care who it is. And, you know, that goes for relationships, too. If you're living in your truth, you could at least say, well, at least I kept it 100. That individual knew what time it was. And more than likely, if you don't lie, and that person, you know, you live in the truth, and you tell them what it is from the jump, it's either for them to accept it or move on. Because as quick as you got it, you living in your truth, it would be more beneficial to you to know that you told this individual what it was. They knew what time it is. They could either take it or leave it. And that's the whole thing in life. It's the whole game of life. When you live by your truth, eventually your truth will come out. And once it comes out, if there was a lie and you invested a lie into it, then you're going to get lied right back to. Maybe they may not even want your ass, and you lied to them and they know about it and they end up bouncing on you. You got to live in your truth, man.
Hey, if she don't like it, I guarantee her sister will.
Hey, another thing about it too that push you farther back from who you are as a man is when you lie to women and the lies don't even fucking work. Then you still that just make a more slippery slope of you being more insecure as a man. Imagine the guys out there that lie, and they got no goddamn closing rate by lying. They are losing who they is as a person, period. They losing their whole fucking soul. I mean,
that's a bad look.
Because some guys is lying and actually, you know, getting some benefits out of it, but then they got to deal with the repercussions of the nightmare, getting their windows and shit busted out and their tire slashes. But imagine the guys that's lying and they still ain't getting shit. They gonna end up being incels and shit. But in the long run. But yeah, that was my number 6. And if y'all joining on the other stream, we on Stack 44 live on YouTube. And we about to do a recap on the first 6 that we talked about. Number 1, the entertainment simp. We know a lot of them out there, especially in the music business, really. Tricking simp, you know, guys leading with their wallet. The dope boy simp, the guy that was like, come on over, smoke. I got this liquor, I got this, I got that, all these anemones. Dipping in his own supply to get high and get laid. The emotional simp, the guy that, split second decisions. A lot of emotional simps are in the cemetery right now or in jail because they hurt and killed a woman. I know a guy in my city was beating on his girlfriend and the police came to the door and he shot through the door and hit one of the police officers and killed the police officer. And now he in jail for life. On top of probably got his ass whooped. He probably getting his ass whooped every day since he killed that police officer. Yeah. And check this out. It was a lady police officer. So that don't happen often. So that was a big thing. It wasn't like it was a guy's police officer. He killed a young lady, a rookie sergeant too. She was like 23 years old. Crazy as fuck. Yeah. And the sad part about it, her daddy worked in the damn police department too, so he get to whoop his ass every week. Yeah, so number 5, the business simp, the one that own the business, hire women and hold their job, hold their job hostage to keep their job. A lot of business guys, they try to, they get the job, they get the clout and all that shit, and they hold over women's head to get some extra strange for a piece of change. Well, no change, actually, because they pay the bills. And the last one we was talking about, the dishonest simp. That's number 6. I ain't got them in particular order. Y'all can put them in whatever order y'all want. I'm going to do some regular video on this one, too. But the next one, and Big Rich, I know you talked about it, and I'm going to start with you first. The sugar daddy simp. Now, to be honest, though, if you're going to respect any type of simp on this damn list, I can't respect the sugar daddy simp because he know what it is. And he's just like, look, I'm old as fuck. I'm 50, 60 years old. You 20 years old. What's happening? I'm ready to go out on vacation. You want to come with me? You know what it is. I can respect the sugar daddy simp, but it's still simping. But at least the old sugar daddy simp, he kind of tell you what it is, but then some guys pretend like they fucking the same age as the woman and get mad when they spend the money and the woman go fuck a 30-year-old man and she already 20. So how you feel about the sugar daddy simp, Big Rich?
Well, man, it's like this, man. And I got to keep it all the way real with you, man. I see cats all around me, man. I'm in that age bracket right now, but I still can't respect it. I have a sense of, I feel a sense of pity, a sense of mercy on it to where I can't actually talk bad about them because I don't know, man. I guess once you get to be that certain age, you can't help it. And that's what you need to do if you want some companionship, I guess. I just can't see it because I haven't got to that point yet, man. As a dude out here, if you stay working out and you keep that shit diesel, man, and you make sure you're healthy from the inside out, especially if you can't eat, say you can't get buff, but keep it healthy from the inside out, keep your blood circulating, whatever. Make sure that you can get a hard erection or whatever. Man, you ain't gotta, I don't care what age you is, if you take care of yourself, you ain't gotta go out like that.
So you ain't gotta be no Hugh. You ain't gotta be no Hugh Hefner, huh?
Hey man, look, get a haircut. Keep your facial hair trimmed, man. Smell good, nigga. Don't walk around sweaty all the time and walk around there. Groom yourself a little bit better, man. Don't walk around. Hey, man, a lot of time, hey, man, I still walk around in a baseball cap and some sweats and some sneakers, man. But groom yourself, man. Put on some pants. Put on some casual shoes. Grab you a pair of nice dress boots or something. Put yourself together. If you look the part, you're going to be the part. And if you're feeling good about yourself, that's going to ooze off of you, man. And you ain't got to go there, man. I just got rid of my 27-year-old, man, because she was getting on my doggone nerves. And, well, not only that, because she was actually wanting more out of me than what I was willing to give her because I'm not about no relationship. kind of thing right now, and I don't think it was fair or whatever. But she was still getting on my nerves. But man, she was tight, man. She was tight, and she got a bunch of little friends or whatever that she would always bringing around. It was still looking at the old dude, man. And it goes down, so you don't have to go out like that. Like you say, you respect them. I can kind of feel that. I feel like I can't really talk bad about them because
I'm just saying, at some point we did all some type of simping, but I'll say the older man simp, if he ain't trying to waste his fucking time. He just like, look. This was.
There's a means to an end to it. You know, he got a reason why he's doing it, and he's not lying. He's being upfront about it. He's just playing the game, and as sugar babies, I guess they call themselves. They're playing the game too, so you really can't get mad at the situation, man. Just another form of prostitution, but it's all honest, I guess.
Yeah. What you got on the sugar daddy simp? Mike.
I mean, the sugar daddy simps, they up front, but I think they up front, but they're doing way too much. I think they're suffering from a scarcity mindset. I mean, you think about it. If you already have your resources, and you know shit ain't working out for you, invest in those same resources so that way, invest into something meaningful, using those resources into making yourself better. Invest in yourself. Don't invest in someone else and be like, hey, you know, I want that new iPhone 10 or 12, don't you? You know what you got to do. Like that fucking movie Set It Off and shit. When that chick needed some money and that dude was breaking her off, but at the same time he was breaking her off, you know, saying, hey, we could work something out. Me, personally, I don't have a scarcity mindset like you know, on some shit like that. When I was growing up, I had an investment mindset. I was investing in more like myself and in my future. But dudes that do that, man, I understand there are some hard times out here, but if anything, take your money, take your resources that you thinking that you're offering to someone, and just invest it in yourself, man. Because if you gotta stoop that low, and I'm sure we all been there, you ain't really gotta go down that route. Because if you improve on yourself, that person will come to you. That's worth it.
Yeah, I'll say this one thing about the sugar daddy simp before I get out of here. Sometimes they won't smash something young, and they pay their ass pretty much to go away too. So that's another reason, because they can't you know, they want something young, but they can't, you know, their generational thinking is too different. So the only way you get along with her is to pay her, fuck her, and send her on the way. You know, so that's why I can respect it. Yeah, they got nothing else in common besides he got an erection and she want money. So that's why I can kind of give a sugar daddy simp some respect. But if you can hold on to your looks and hold on to your youth as a man, then you shouldn't be doing no tricks. Some old sugar daddy tricking. That's what I'll say. All right, the next one, number 8, clout chasing simp. Now, you know, a clout chasing simp for me is the guy that know a lot of guys that's, you know, self-made, got their money. Every time they go out, they getting tables. They doing this, they doing that. They know some people that got some clout, and then they're trying to bring women along around that environment to pretend like he's a part of the crew, which he really ain't. He's a guy that get guys that got status leftovers, and he's basically a vulture that's hanging around hoping he gets something out the deal. You know, I see a lot of these with club promoters. They be like, they might know to get you in the club, but they chasing clout, or they using their clout that they do get to get some ass. Because I mean, it be women. I in my city, I see women run up to the front, and I know Big Rich could talk on this. Is a lot of club promoters, they might not even be the man, but if a certain celebrity gonna be there that night, they got a bunch of bitches trying to hit them up, but he trying to use that to get some ass. How you feel about that, Big Rich?
Yeah, sooner or later, man, it just Sooner or later, the well runs dry. Sooner or later, the truth gonna get told on you because it's gonna just be, ain't nobody gonna tell on you. It's just gonna be wide out there exposed, man, because you're gonna find yourself sooner or later in a situation where you think you had it all together, and them kind of dudes tend to brag a whole lot and talk all that mess, man. And pretty soon you're gonna build this stuff up so big, and you're gonna be promising them this and promising them that, and it's gonna get down to the wire. And when you can't come through with it, they gonna see that you really wasn't about all that, man. It all depended on somebody else, and you really don't have that kind of clout. You were just front, man. So
just like
Green said, ain't no future in your front.
Yeah, ain't no future in your front. Another thing I want to say, and everybody probably can relate to the 8 Mile movie, when B Rabbit, which is played by Eminem, his boy was smashing his girl because he was pretending like he had clout. Y'all remember he was smashing her in the studio because he used that. That's the best example of a clout chasing simp, is a dude that pretending like he can get you to the next level. And then you gotta give him some strange for just the clout or just to be seen as a woman. This shit happens a lot in LA, New York, Atlanta. It's a lot of clout chasing fucking simps out there. What you got, Mike? I know you from New York. You probably seen them all the time.
Man, I see all of that kind of shit out there in New York, man. Between NASA ballers, chicks that I know that I pretty much observe. Because I was in a certain kind of group, man, where, a lot of these chicks that be gravitating towards those dudes. And, my cousin, he was chasing drugs. He got murdered not that long ago. And, rest in peace.
Sorry to hear that.
And basically, the chicks and the dudes that he had around him, a lot of them dudes was having to fucking ward off a lot of these other chicks that was chasing him for his validation. And you get a lot of dudes that'll be, either up under him, and they'll be on some shit like, oh yeah, shorty, you know what I'm saying, you come fuck with me or whatever, you want to get in the group or whatever, on some groupie shit. Chicks that, that wanted to be on that, they want to be down, they want to be around, they want the glamour, the glitz and everything. And, come to find out that them dudes, when they couldn't put up, because they wasn't my cousin, he was more or less, he was in the spotlight, and basically, them chicks, they used to have all kinds of chicks blowing up their phone, talk about, nigga, you ain't shit, I should have just fucked with chicks, blah, 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 blah. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, damn, I'm glad I ain't got that kind of drama. But this was after they hit, so you already know, they be passing around girls. So, it's some shit that come with the territory. If you hanging around that group, but that whole clout chasing shit, that shit will get you in trouble, real shit. Because now the dude had to go into hiding and all this other shit because a couple of girls who he was fucking with found out about him and that they were fucking and all kinds of other shit. Well, because he was living a lot and the truth came out. So,
facts.
It is what it is.
All right. Well, the next simp, we on number 9. We almost at number 12. The next simp is a cop blocking simp. Now, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I get cop blocking simps all the time, man. Like dudes at work. I know this guy at my job and shit. I ain't gonna get too far in it, but he be telling motherfuckers like, "Hey, don't talk to him. He smashed this chick, that chick." You know what I mean? Like just lying, just cause he know I'm a threat with my sexual marketplace value. This happens at a lot of people's jobs. Let's just be honest. It's been happening since high school. Guys will say, "Oh, he live in the hood. You don't want to fuck with a guy like that." This is a cop blocking simp, a guy that hates on you and be smiling in your fucking face, but he be cop blocking behind your back to the women so he can take that route to get the ass before you get the ass. Because some guys just know the guys that are the high value males or the chosen males or the man that's going to have the choosing signals when a new woman walks into school or a job or whatever. Some guys cop block their way to try to get some ass or give a man a bad name. How you feel about that, Mike?
Man, the same shit that happened to you at your shit, same shit that happened to me and my shit. I had some old busted ass fucking mouth off niggas or whatever like that. I laughed at him because the same shit who he was talking about, like basically, all right, this is how it happened, right? Dealing with this one chick. I stopped fucking with her because she wasn't on her shit like how I was on mine. Now I done did some things to this girl, or sexually and shit. And then I guess he was on the dating site, so she knew the same cat that basically who I work around. I already had this chick in all kinds of positions and shit, not to brag. But then after that, I was done with her, because I have a fucking abundance mindset. And on the other hand, having a scarcity mindset was like, oh yeah, you fuck with him. Oh, you don't know what he's doing. Girl, you need to get with me. I'm like, damn, you really had to go in on that? So, make sure I kept the peace. I had to go over there and check him. And I'm like, listen, dude, not for nothing. That's not your girl. That's not my girl. That's everybody's girl. And that's what you decided to lower yourself to by talking about another man and shit? Come on, fam. You got all kinds of feminine traits. What makes you think a chick is going to want you when you're talking bad about the next man? That other man don't give a fuck about you. So I'm letting you know right now, do me a favor, keep my name out your mouth and try to conduct yourself as a man, because that's not your girl. It was just
your turn.
It's just your turn, my nigga, and I let it go. So after that, he basically, he's still feeling some kind of way, and still doing those feminine traits. But you can't save everybody. You gotta have an abundance mindset. This nigga right here had a scarcity mindset. Some people you can't save him, so he's gonna forever be the simp, and forever, being that dude that's gonna be chasing after pussy that's already been hit. Sad.
Right. All right, Rich, what you feel about the cop blocking simp? I know you done experienced this in your life.
Well, man, at first glance, it used to make me want to smack one of them niggas in the mouth, man, because that's worse than a bitch. But and they the type you can't even whoop their butt. You just smack them in the mouth like a bitch. They ain't even gonna fight back. They don't want to fight back because they worse than a bitch, man. But now I see a whole lot of it. Now that I'm not working anymore at the job, but I see a lot of it in my gym, man. There's a couple of cats, man. It's like a little how can I say? It's like a little sewing circle, man. Like a little. They like a bunch of little gossiping old ladies, man. They sit around. They take up the bench press machine. They not even over by the free weights. They sit up, post up by the bench press machine, and they take selfies of each other. And so just like a bunch of little bitches. And they run around here. They tell the little girls in there this and that, or he be doing this, or he done hit this, or he done hit that, and telling them all these kind of things. And in my younger years, yeah, I want to smack the hell out of them. But now, they worse than some of these. They better than some of these girlfriends that be running their mouth about, oh, girl, he fucked me good. And the next thing you know, they girls want to fuck. They want to try it out. These niggas, man, is better than the girls' girlfriends. They run around there. They tell these girls, like, oh, you don't want to mess with him because he done been with her over there. He been with her. So next thing you know, I'm getting a new piece of ass.
Facts. That is true, though. Hey, the cop blocking simp go two ways. When you hear from a woman, that means she wants to fuck you if she come back and tell you, or she probably already fucking you and telling you as well. So that is true, or vice versa. If you see a woman coming up to you telling you about her girl, she wants to get you can fuck both of them. Because when women do that, that just give you the because women usually stick together, and if you catch a woman crossing her friend to tell you that her friend ain't shit, that means you can fuck her and fuck her friend. Period.
Absolutely.
So, but that's the cop blocking simp. I know.
After time stack, that's what make me wonder sometimes is these niggas really gay or something?
Facts. All right.
I mean, what do y'all want me? Why y'all keep on telling these bros trying to stop me from doing my thing? You know what I'm saying?
Well, they trying to
this sucker stuff, man.
You know, guys that simping on being a cop blocker is the guys that won't do the work. If I made a video talking about how to get easy pussy, the views will go up. But if I talk about how to work on your purpose or your plan, your program, and you versus you, they like, oh, we don't want to hear that shit. How you fuck these hoes? That's what they want to know.
stack. They sit there, man. Look, I'm telling you, they take the bench press machine. They sit around there. They take selfies. They be on their phone. They hardly do, man. I'll be in there, get in, get out. Like sometime I'm in and out real quick, man. 30, 40 minutes, and I'm gone. I'm in the showers and I'm hitting the road, man. But they'll sit there for this whole time, and they look like they've been there for quite a while before I got there. And they may do 2 or 3 cents a piece while I'm there, man.
Damn.
Not even doing it, just occupying space, man.
Fuck it, man. That's crazy.
It's silly.
All right, the next one, number 10. Y'all gonna laugh at this one because this is probably the worstest way outside of money to get some ass. It's a friend zone simp. You just in the friend zone waiting for your girl to break up. I mean, your friend that's a female break up with her man so you can just jump on in and get it. You know, a lot of guys, that's why I don't believe a lot of times unless you grew up together or something. But at a certain age, the opposite sex can't be your friend, especially a man, because if every woman that's listening to this stream right now, 10 like you broke up with your man or 10 like you want your man to come over late night, I bet you he'll bring his ass over there. Just say I'm feeling funny and come on over. And I bet you'll see that he ain't really your friend. He just hanging around to fuck you later. I'm gonna start with Big Rich on this one. How you feel about the friend zone simp?
Yeah, man. He just waiting for a chance. He chomping at the bits, man, for you to just give him the go ahead, man, so he can jump all in it. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. And I was thinking all this time, I was thinking that you and Mike was trolling me with this subject here because I done been a whole lot of these kind of simps. But the last one, the cock blocker, and this one right here, I ain't never been. I can't see myself. I'm too impatient. I can't sit around and be in the friend zone like that, man. And I don't want to talk to you about your. I wish our girl Cinquetta had called today to talk to us. She made a video earlier this week talking about how a man should be with a woman if he's interested in her, talking all that. I've just never had that much interest in sitting up talking to a broad about nothing else. You got to talk to your girls about all that kind of stuff. Because I don't care what happened at the water cooler at work today or what this one was doing or what that one or what your boss said to you wrong and how you took this and how it made you feel and all that. I can't sit around for all that because I'm trying to get in them draws. So I can't play the friend zone thing for too long, man. It just ain't going out like that, man. But these dudes do it and they end up coming off of a whole lot of bread. Because still, at the same time that you're just her friend, you're in the friend zone. When you go out to lunch with her, they be breaking bread. They go out when they don't got a man. They go out with you tonight. You with them. You're not getting the draws or nothing, but you buying the drinks because you hanging out with them. You still breaking bread. You investing a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money in something that 90% of the time, it's really never going to happen. Like you say, if they wait around a long time and she call them on one desperate night when she real horny, it might go down. But 9 times out of 10, they not call them dudes. They'll call Dirty Dick Rodney over before they call they best friend. I mean, that's why a lot of them got these gay boyfriends. A lot of them got these gay friends because they know they ain't looking for nothing. But a lot of dudes, heterosexual dudes, still is in that friend zone, and they just play that part, man. That one right there almost makes me want to shed a tear for him, man. It makes me want to cry because that's just a pathetic, pitiful way to go out, man.
All right. Mike, what you got on the friend zone simp, man?
Man, that whole friend zone simp shit to get you nowhere. The main reason why I say that is because there's plenty of potential to be had in the world, but if you're gonna be in the friend zone dealing with a chick, man, you just set yourself up for failure. You're gonna see mad motherfuckers running up through her that's gonna go behind that line and take a ticket and wait their turn, and you that one dude that ain't getting his turn. Even if you did take the ticket, you took the ticket to be in a line that's closed during the coronavirus. You're gonna be sitting there for a minute. Then when the bitch dies on her deathbed, she might even think about giving you something. She might pat you down or give you a pat on the shoulder. That's some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just on the chopping block, waiting to be sold off and shit. And motherfuckers ain't even touch you for so long. You might have to get dusted off when you come off that shelf. You might even not even make it into the retail section, man. That's some real crazy shit, man. Like being on that whole friend zone shit. I remember I was there, but then after I saw, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This bitch over here giving the next nigga some pussy. She didn't even check out his resume. Oh no, mistake fucking made, yo. Like lesson learned from that shit, man. You don't ever want to be in the friend zone. I don't care how good she looks. If she's so much as promising you, like, you know what I'm saying, that just to feel the cooch. There's plenty of cooch out there to be had. There's plenty of potential out there. There's plenty of women that are with it rather than being on some sucker shit, man. That's like the worst way to go out. You might as well just neuter yourself. And you don't even deserve to have a dick that God gave you to use that shit. How do you want to have a tool and not use it? You know? Don't fall for that shit.
The best way to play it at the time, because everything's about timing. And guys that's in the friend zone, this is the best way you're supposed to play it. Don't never become a woman's friend. Become cordial with their ass. Maybe they follow you, you follow them on social media. And when that lonely night come and y'all still cordial, ain't friends, you ain't hanging out with the bitch. She gonna hit you up and like, all right, it's that pussy one for you now. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, I know.
Yeah, make her miss you a little bit.
Yeah, you supposed to be like, you know, I ain't trying to be friends. So if you ain't trying to be friends, then if we ain't fucking, ain't shit happening. That's really what you're supposed to do. And then, like I said, she'll come back to you eventually. What you got, Mike?
Another thing too, I wanted to share with everyone else too, is that, you know, even though they put you on the backlist and they try to make you first, they never really made you first. It was just your turn. They waited for the time to where whoever their top pick is didn't want to fucking follow through with their plans, so now they scoping you out. The best thing to do is to work on yourself, and by that time they even call you back, you'll be so busy getting into something else that's worth your time rather than just waiting around on them. Let them wait on you. Make them miss you as far as them rejecting you or putting you in that so-called fucking friend zone. Make them miss out on what you have to offer. That's how you hold self-respect and more value to your game plan as opposed to their game plan that doesn't even matter in your world.
Facts. All right. Number 11, the social media simp. You know what I mean? So he's the guy that's on social media. And I heard I was talking to my homegirl about the topic before I called tonight. And I ain't gonna say who, but this the type of dude that we want to drink your bath water and shit. And she said she had a motherfucker drink her bath water before. Literally.
What the fuck?
So the social media simp is that type of simp that basically you gotta realize a woman ain't really missing your like. A dude, if you don't like everything a woman put on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or Twitter, you damn near a fucking simp. Like that shit hold value. When she got 18,000 likes, your one like do not hold value. You hoping she go through her likes. Oh, he liked me. Let me hear him up in the DM. The social media simp is like the biggest simp I feel like in today's society that's on a day-to-day basis. While we talking right now, guys are fucking sending hearts and emojis and kissy faces and all kind of shit to people, women they don't even fucking know. I'm done with this shit. Big Rich, what you got on the social media simp?
Well, man, it's like this. I guess you can count YouTube as social media, but this is the only thing that I'm on, man. I don't have no Facebook. I don't have no Instagram. I hear that Snapchat word. I don't even know what that means, man. And I got a smartphone, this tablet and all that. I just don't know. I'm not into that, man, because I got too much other stuff going on. And maybe, just maybe, I don't know. It probably has a lot to do with my age, but I know a lot of dudes my age that's on it and doing it, and it's just as well versed in it as a teenage girl. But at the same time, I think that's why a lot of my women, when they do see me or when they do catch up to me, they be happy to see me and they be, more cooperative or whatever. I think because they be trying to find out what's popping with the kid, man, because they don't know because I'm not on none of this stuff. They find me, they don't know what's going on with me, and I'm sort of like
a mystery.
I'm sort of like that enigma to them, man. They don't know I'm a mystery, man. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So I can't relate to that one, man. Maybe because, like I say, I'm a little bit older, and I just don't even have the other platforms. So this YouTube thing is the only thing I got, man. So I'm not on it.
Facts. Mike, what you got on the social media simp, man?
Man, the social media simp need to stop that bullshit because as quick as he's liking that, he's liking another chick's page or spending even worse, man, spending that fucking money on her friends' OnlyFans page, man, that shit is sad, man. That only goes to show me that a lot more men have fallen victim to what a real woman is not supposed to be. They're giving her attention, they're giving her validation, they're showing, acting like they got clout, liking her page. I got nothing against the chick getting her page liked, but the way how they go about it and the way how they do follow that kind of shit, they're gonna get what they deserve. Falling for that shit, they don't realize that shit is a trap for the people that have a scarcity mindset. If you got a scarcity mindset to go and look at some pussy on the internet, man, you might as well just fucking watch porn, bro. At least then you'll get some kind of satisfaction of a chick showing her ass and everything like that. But at the end of the day, is it really worth it? And at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it as a man? As a man, you're supposed to let the pussy come to you when you work so hard and, invested in yourself and improved on yourself, rather than just say, well, I'm going to like her page and hope that she notices me. You're still a fucking ghost to her. What's there separating you from, all the other likes that she's getting, or maybe more? Those are the likes that you see on screen. What about the dudes that's blowing her phone up and inviting her on flights in different parts of the world or in the country? It's a waste of time. You're wasting your time on something that's never going to happen, like the fucking lottery. There's 1 in a million chances that you'll actually get the chance. So why even bother?
Yeah. There ain't nothing wrong with looking at it, but you can look at it and don't like it. Just keep it moving. Shit. I mean, but some guys they feel like their validation is gonna change her feelings. She don't even know you. You know what I mean? It's just sad. It's very sad how guys can put a woman on a pedestal on social media. I mean, I know we like looking at a nice looking woman as man, but man, you gotta like everything she do on that shit. Women gonna look at you as, are you a man or are you a fan? Period.
Oh shit. I'd rather like a chick's page that likes me back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we gotta be on the same level, on the same skills as far as what we doing. She's gotta like my shit and I gotta like her shit. We sharing each other's interests. Yeah. So for me to invest my time and energy into something that's not gonna reciprocate what I'm pushing out, either. That should stress that way and rest that.
Yeah. Now I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with following a nice looking piece of ass, but you ain't gotta like every video. I mean, everything she posts, because she ain't gonna notice it. So that's what I'm not saying. But like I said, like Mike said, if you meet somebody that you know and that you can actually interact with, she like your shit, you like her shit, cool. But when you just simping for something that you ain't getting nothing out of it, it's counterproductive. You're not gonna. It's just stupid. You just add to that person's richness. You're just throwing your money to somebody for free, and so all your attention. All right. Now we down to the last but not least, number 12, the handyman simp. Now I'm gonna explain the handyman simp. I did a video called "Are you willing to do little?" Well, I think I was talking about give a little something give a lot for just something little. And I used the Nick Cannon "Love Don't Cost a Thing" movie clip when he fixed the girl's truck for her to pretend like their boyfriend and girlfriend. And this handyman shit is like the guy that could come fix your car and say, hey, you ain't gotta pay me, but you come off that ass. You know, it's a lot of guys that's handyman that know how to fix cars, houses, and they will take sex over money. So I'm gonna start with Big Rich on this one. Have you ever experienced annoying guys that's with the handyman simp?
Man, well, I got an example of one I can tell you about, man, because it's one of my homeboys I went to high school with, man. We don't see each other a whole lot anymore, but he's still around the area, man. But he's an electrician, union electrician, man, and he's good at what he does, man. And for a long time was doing well. I guess he's still doing pretty well financially, man. But it got to a point where this is where me and him came to an impasse. I stopped having to hang around him a whole lot back maybe around 10 years ago, man, when I was still in my always going out 3 times a week kind of thing, man. It was me and the group of the fellas was always mobbing to some club or some bar or whatever, man. But this nigga, man, was always crying and complaining, man, about these broads, you know, that he would do stuff for and he wasn't getting, because after a while, they got hip to him, man. And they just started playing him. Dude, he was putting up ceiling fans in broads' houses. He was putting in outlets for them, fixing their breaker boxes. He was doing all kind of little stuff, man, around these broads' houses. And it just started to the point where he wasn't getting what he just expected to get some kind of sexual favor or something out of them, man. They got to be to the point, man, where you make good money. You got a skill. You got a trade. Why are you doing that for some sex anyway? I just thought it was always a little bit odd, man. I thought it was a little bit, actually just a little bit retarded, man, because the boy make good money, man, and he do good work. Why would you do any of that kind of stuff for any kind of sex when if you just be who you are, you making the paper, man, you out here, you dress nice, you're always smelling good. He got a couple nice whips, man, he ride around in with. Why are you doing these jobs for these broads? And a lot of them would be single mothers or some divorced chick that's in debt. You know what I'm saying? Just low quality women, man. But he would do all this stuff, man, putting his skill out there and putting all this work in. And a lot of times, I seen the nigga go out to where he would even pay for the material. He wouldn't even make them pay for the materials. He was going picking stuff up to install it in their house and stuff like that. They wouldn't even have to pay for the materials. You know, I can see every now and then you want to do a little favor for somebody. Hey, look, and we all got them kind of people, and I can see when he would do it for one of his nieces or his sister or maybe even his mama. But even them, sometimes they got to pay. You can't let family abuse you in that kind of way, man. But dude is just, he was so lost, man, and I seen him a couple weeks ago, man, at the supermarket, and he was still talking that same old stuff about this broad that he met, and he was actually going out with her, but so upset because he done did all kind of stuff in her house for her, and now she tripping or whatever, man. Why would you go out like that? I just don't get it, man.
Man, the handyman simp. What you got on the handyman simp, Mike?
Man, I've seen that shit at one point. You know, even when I had to work on some chicks' cars, man, I've had quite a few chicks try to throw a little something at me on hand. Hey, maybe we could go out somewhere. And I'm like, nah, man, I just want the money. Like, if I ain't got the money, I could just easily go for your car and put it back, because that's not what we agreed upon. I've seen some dudes, they be like, oh, well, you mean? I'm like, well, I'm mean about my money, but I'm not going to put no value on no pussy when it comes down to my time working on this fucking car. You know, that's just real shit. And I've seen a lot of dudes be on some shit where they'll go ahead and return a favor to try to hope that in some way, form, or fashion, they could go ahead and get the coochie. But these dudes have to realize is, if she's so willing to throw something that's that less valuable, that doesn't even have any worth, You know what I'm saying? You probably have plenty of dicks that you know, maybe plenty of dicks that you don't know that ran up all in through her shit, and she's gonna offer you some ass, and you know, just for all of that work, maybe even some of your resources put into a project that she didn't even have the resources for. That's again on some sucker shit, and a lot of men need to realize that, and because it's not gonna hold any value, you gotta put that value in yourself. Don't let no chick throw no pussy at you just to work on whatever she got going on, because you benefited her. She ain't benefiting you. And I'm going to say that to be real.
And you right about that, Mike. And it's really, they showed it. It's low quality, low vibrational pussy because they don't even value it themselves. They pass that out. They barter with that like borrowing a cup of sugar, man. They just throw it out there. They don't care. So why would you even be attracted to that kind of thing, man? I just don't get it.
That's crazy.
Not only that, it's like this too. If she's willing to throw her pussy out there to you in regards to a favor, I bet you any amount of money that she had all of that money that she was supposed to give you, and then some in her pocket, watering off that same work of pussy. It's about somebody offering you some fucking chewed up cake or already chewed up bubble gum. You know what I'm saying? That shit is disgusting. I'd rather just take my bread and keep it pushing. That's it. Hold my respect and my self value for the money that I gotta go ahead and, you know, do whatever I want with it. I don't really go for that shit. That shit is disgusting. Yeah, and you're right. And it is low vibration and doesn't even have any value like that.
Facts. All right, well, we're gonna go over these lists one more time. Just I'm name the people, and then I want you guys to give me the biggest simp that you think is on the list, or your top 3 at least, and we'll talk about the top 3 that you got on your list, and we'll close and get out of here. The number 1 simp I put on the list was an entertainment simp. Number 2 was the tricking simp. Number 3 was the dope boy simp. Number 4 was the emotional simp. Number 5 is the business simp. Number 6 was the dishonest simp. Number 7 was the sugar daddy simp. Number 8 was the clout chasing simp. Number 9 was the cop blocking simp. Number 10 was a friend zone simp. Number 11 was the social media simp. And number 12 was the handyman simp. So I'm going to start with Big Rich. Well, I'll start with myself. I think and y'all got the same answers I got. I think the business, the emotional simp is the worstest simp I think on the list because he can't control his emotions, and it could get everybody killed. It could get him killed, get people killed. I think the dishonest simp is the next one for me. Is just be who you are. Don't ever that means you putting a woman's JJ or her peace leave is more important than you by being dishonest. Because if you can't leave with yourself and you selling out for some greasy piece of meat, like my boy Big Rich say, that's a damn shame. So the dishonest, the emotional dishonest, and I would say the friend zone simp for me. Those are the 3 that I feel like I have never been for me. So definitely I've never been the emotional or the the dishonest or the friend zone simp. I kind of tell everybody what my intentions are up front. So they don't like it. I feel like my SMV is high enough to get what I want by telling the truth. So, oh well. What you got? Mike? I'm gonna start with Mike.
Man, I think the emotional simp is the most dangerous one because he'll lie, he'll cheat, he'll steal, he'll do whatever because he's not thinking rationally. Just like the one how I told you about that story, how the dude shot the current girl that he was with and shit and killed her. It's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous individual, the emotional simp. The next one down the line I would have to say is that the businessman simp, because he'll lie, cheat, steal, do whatever to keep control because of his insecurities over that other individual, which it'll again backfire on him. I say the third one down the line, I would think it would have to be damn, I forgot. What was the list again?
We got the entertainment simp, the tricking simp, dope boy simp, emotional, business, dishonest, sugar daddy, clout chasing, cop blocking, friend zone, social media, and handyman.
The cock blocker simp. Definitely the cock blocker simp, because he doesn't even have any self-worth in himself to know when, he could have an abundance mindset. He doesn't have to be jealous of anybody else, that got their turn before he got his turn. What else? It's a lot.
Now I was just saying, name your top three that that you think that stand out for you.
Top three.
Yeah.
The top three, the emotional one, the
cop
blocker simp. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, the third one would have to be the business simp.
Facts.
Because they'll snake away any kind of way that they can, except for the first one. The first one is just all out, I got to get you back type of shit, no matter, even if he is taking a loss himself. So that's dangerous. He's at the top. You know what I mean? He'll fucking take you out, whatever.
Facts.
He just offer some words. So you got to be careful with that. That's the most dangerous one. The second and the third would definitely have to be that cop blocker simp. Because he'll talk some shit about you, try to get something thrown in your way, even if it's based on a lie or some shit that's made up. And last but not least, that third one, that business simp, because he'll look for ways around to take some kind of control to eventually leading you to your demise.
Facts. What you got? What you got, Big Rich? What three you got?
Well, I'm with number one, the emotional simp. Like I said, I used to be that cat, man, big time. And it is very dangerous, and it's a life-threatening thing, man. That's one of the biggest things that happen, and because it goes down every day, man, in every major city, man. These cats tripping off these bras, man, and people losing their life over it, man. It's a shame. After that, I'd have to say the dishonest simp, because like I say, you get way more out of everything in this life, man, by just being honest. You got some thing, you got one side of it when you're honest. Someone gonna always talk some kind of mess about stuff, man. But them couple of people that's off in the corner talking that mess, giving you that shame and language or whatever, you get a whole lot more out of whatever endeavor in life if you just be honest with other people and with yourself about that. And then I gotta say after that, there's a couple of them, but that entertainment simp, pisses me off because it's not as prevalent as it used to be in music. Like I say, with that 80s, 90s R&B kind of music, but the music industry and the TV has propagated this thing where they're pushing this narrative, man, and a whole generation is being messed up by this stuff, man. These guys they already, like I say, a lot of them are coming from single mother homes, man, single parent homes, with their mother being their only source of guidance. And with the entertainment industry, man, it's just messing up a whole generation of young man. Because I think that they're getting everything from that. It's not a whole lot of older guys. There's not a whole lot of guys that tune into spaces like this that can get some real game and knowledge about life or whatever. And it's just, you're looking to that, what's popular type of thing to mold them, and it's just leading them astray, man.
Facts. All right, well, Mike, what you got to say before you get out of here tonight, man? I think some young men might need to hear your advice about this simping, man, and women need to understand what type of man they dealing with, because that's another thing. These guys imprint these women to have these unrealistic expectations as well. What would you say to a young lady and young man that don't understand simping, man? What would you say to them, Mike?
Man, all I'm going to say is this, ladies, I'm going to start with the ladies first. Ladies, really be mindful of the guy that you're choosing. He may not be choosing you because of, how you conduct yourself. He may be choosing you because he might be having a scarcity mindset and doesn't really know how to go off about being a man. You may think about it as, okay, yeah, he likes me, he really adores me, but is he really carrying himself? You're going to be dealing with some situations along down the line where it's going to be hard for him to conduct himself as a man because he already put you on the pedestal, And that honestly reflects in the mind of a crazy person, a person that doesn't have any self-worth. You know, he might become irrational, maybe over-feminized, you know, carrying himself to be overly emotional like a female. So you'll be literally dating another woman and not a man to make you feel comfortable to be in your own skin. You know, and I think that it's wrong. You should date a man that knows how to carry himself, that knows what he expects out of the future, rather than just giving you a whole shitload of attention and validation. There's rules to this shit. You want a man that's going to be, you know, mindful of what he's doing or how he's carrying himself to make sure that you feel comfortable conducting yourself like a lady, because he's conducting himself like a man, and he has no problem losing you as well because he has an abundance mindset. And on the other hand, if he's constantly putting you on a pedestal and saying that, you know, you're his world and he can't go on without you, you better ditch him, because that's going to lead to a lot of problems later on down the line. As far as the fellas, you know, you need to find that proper guidance, that male role model, that proper figure to conduct yourself as a man, to move along the world that we're living in, which is kind of fucked up right now. Move along as a man, and people will treat you like a man and hold respect for you and in your name. Of course, you're going to get a lot of people that's going to talk shit, a lot of people that's going to, you know, try to fuck with you, try to make you move or react before you think. But think like a man, and you will conduct yourself like a man. And like Rich, you know what I'm saying? Rich went through it, you know, and for those that don't have the proper model, you can ask Big Rich or Stacks on here on the panel, you know, to seek that proper guidance and conducting yourself as a man. That way, instead of you choosing the ladies will have no problem choosing you.
Facts.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Facts, man. Appreciate you, Mike. Big Rich, what you got to say to the ladies or the man? I know you got something to say to the man, but you got anything to say to the ladies about this simping that's going on here? Because I think they don't even know that they dealing with simps.
Well, the only thing I can say is a lot of them, I hear all these things in these women's spaces. A lot of times I'll sit up in a chat and listen to some of these women speak, and I hear the stuff that they're going through with men. And a whole lot of times you go to a red pill channel and you'll listen to the things men are talking about, but the things that women are discussing, it is almost the same sort of thing. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, why is it they're complaining about the same sorts of things? And a lot of times these men don't understand in these spaces why women are talking the way they're talking. Women, it's because you got to pick better dudes to mess with. I sit there and I listen, and I don't comment. I just sit back and I listen to them, man. But these guys are out here. And a simp is nothing more than the acronym, a sucker idolizing mediocre pussy. I done told you that before. No disrespect to you women, but when you don't value it yourself, these men don't value it either, and it's just for a little good feeling, and they got no other intentions for it. So when you're sitting around talking about where all the good men are, where's the guys that are worth anything, this and that, the choices that you make are leading you to the kind of guys that you get. So be careful out there. Make better choices. And for the men, yeah, it all starts and ends with the man. Y'all make the decisions, man. And to sit here and be chasing it all the time, my young brothers, I understand it. But after we reach a certain age, man, and you've been through some life, man, you brothers, y'all need to start putting it together. Stop searching for that. Stop making that the focal point of your life. Because I'm here to tell you, man, I'm getting way more now than I was when I was younger, man. And I think half of it is because I don't really care. I don't really care one way or another, man. I can take it or leave it. But more often than a little bit, it comes, and I try to turn it down, man, because I don't feel like being bothered because I'm thinking about my money, or I'm just thinking about some activity that I have going on that to me is a much more worthwhile passing of time than to be searching for some pussy, man. Put yourself together. Value yourself, man. Like my man D. Flemings always say, man, Protect your energy, brothers. You are the prize.
Facts. All right, man. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow, man. Tomorrow show gonna be called Tax Season is Act Season. So we're gonna talk about all these acts everybody doing now. They got their taxes and their stimulus. I ain't trying to, I'm trying to want to put a light on everybody for, what they should be doing with their money. Because on social media right now, I see all kind of crazy shit. There's a lot of people right now in Atlanta celebrating the All-Star, and it's COVID-19 All-Star, and they spending all their damn tax money out there right now. But we're gonna talk about tax season is act season tomorrow. I'm gonna start about 5:00 Eastern time, guys. So look for that. We'll talk about the acts and stuff. And Mo, you laughing? Mo, you need to call in tomorrow because I need the women to call in more tomorrow because the biggest person that get the most taxes to me is the women. They get the most tax money because they got the kids. So I want to talk about this tax season as act season because a lot of times people are acting. This is the start of hot girl summer when they get their taxes. They are working about the spring and getting their outfits ready for summer and their trips ready because they got that tax money. But we're going to talk about that tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You got any comment on that, Rich, about tax season, act season?
Brother, I got a whole lot of comments about
All right. Well, we'll say that for tomorrow.
Dig it. I'll be here.
Tax season is act season. What you got to say? You got anything you want to add, Mike, on that one? If he's still here.
I'm gonna hold on my ammo for the next show, bro.
All right. Well, that's tomorrow. But at the end of the day, as a man, you gotta have boundaries. You have some dignity. Like I said, a woman gonna look at you as a trick or a treat. And if you do the self-improvement, the self-work, groom yourself, smell good, get your body in right, get your mind right, a woman gonna want to be in your presence. She gonna look at you as a snack. You hear women say, "Oh, he look like a goddamn snack, girl." But if you got that mindset too to stimulate your mind, that means her body is yours. So, like I said, she gonna look at you as a trick or a treat. Period. And if you don't do the work, you're gonna be the trick and the simp. And that's all I want to say about that on this topic. But I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. But like I say, a woman is gonna look at you as a trick or a treat, or don't be a fan, man. Just be a man. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.